against it.
You got Boyd's? You have Boyd's in
They're
the background.
They're outside, believe it or not.
Well, that's good. I would rather them outside than inside.
And I don't even have a window open.
Birdie, you're my girlie. I will say that I have never been as proud of anything on this show as my title for number 8.
I read that today and I was like, that is wild. I didn't know why you went with the 2 thing, and then I read the article and I was like, oh, I got it.
Yes, because there was a secondary hook to the article.
Yeah.
Shirley.
First, I thought it was just because she was rather well endowed.
Yes, well, that's kind of part of it. It's just the 6-year-old suckling at the well endowed. You got my message about mentioning the mug and crock? Okay, cool.
During the opening fill.
Yes, not the opening bill. Yeah, looks like we may just be doing a show for Gail tonight, which is just fine with me.
I'm sure it's fine for Gail, too.
Yes. Alrighty. All right, Cranky Pants is here, too. All right. Is your news available?
Most of it.
All right, cool.
Subscribe. No, I don't need to subscribe to it.
Rate and review, yes. Good?
Sure.
All right, then I'm going to give you a 5. In Shri. Woo's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you Al B, B-Boys, Brother Ernie, a couple of anniversaries, an album you didn't know existed, but now you do, and you need it, and the boss that is Final Level. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Now we're about to whip strength.
And now, here's your host, Bill Winters, and Mr. Throwback himself, James Robbins.
And a very pleasant good evening to everybody. Welcome to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 436, coming at you live and direct from your 2 favorite hip-hop heads, talking all that hip-hop that you are used to. Bill is up in New York. Jamie is down in Virginia. How are you, my friend?
I am well. Another day on the right side of the grass, you know.
It's always a good start.
Yeah. We got this, you and I were talking about it. We've posted about it. We got this little fancy mug and crock combination giveaway.
Yes.
And it's very simple to get entered. Not by the crock, but into the contest. You just have to go to uhhm.org. Yes?
.org/donate,
which I thought somewhere around here I had oh, there it is. So, uhhm.org/donate, and there's a little block there that says leave us a comment or leave us a note, something to the sort, and just put in that block TBT Posse. Donate to them in $10 increments or however much you want. It doesn't matter. But for every $10 you donate, to the UHHM, you get one entry into our drawing, which will be on the 13th, next show.
Next
During-
show. Yep.
During the live broadcast of next show, we will have a big wheel and we will have everybody's name for it, and they will spin it, and whatever it says, that's who gets this set. It's really easy. Just make sure you send us a copy of your receipt that they send to you, and you can send it to Bill or me if you know us personally, or you can just send it to mrthrowbackthursday@gmail.com.
Right.
And yeah, we'll put you on a list.
And you will have your opportunity to own the OG mug.
Yes, there were 73. Actually, only 72 made it. We lost one in shipping.
Right.
So, but they are numbered to 73 for 1973. Anybody who's been around long enough knows our mugs are numbered with meaning. They're not just random numbers. So yeah, this one was for 1973 when hip hop was born.
Yes.
So yeah, and listen to Gail. Everyone donate.
And again, you can donate whatever you'd like. Just keep in mind
Yeah.
that every $10 is another entry. So if you decide you want to throw them $30, that's 3 chances to win the mug with the matching crock. Now, the
Yes.
mug itself is nice, but
is.
we also made the matching crocks, which are really, really cool. And you can use those for just about anything, man.
But Bill only uses it for ice cream.
I do.
Hey,
Although that's been few and
there's
far.
nothing wrong with it.
That's few and far between lately. I've been
Lately, yes.
trying to cut back on that. So, oh, he's got his rum tonight, and it looks a little
yeah.
lighter. I'm almost wondering if that's the Zacapa.
It is not. This is a brand new one.
Oh,
that was
okay.
just given to me as an early Father's Day present from my dog. It is a Bacardi Grand
I don't even
Reserve.
bat my
shouldn't.
eye at that.
You live the life. You should know.
I do.
It is a Bacardi Grand Reserve 10-year. It is not the Bacardi Gold that you're going to find on the shelf or the Bacardi Silver that you have to mix with something or it will
Right.
burn your insides.
Right.
No, this is quite nice. This is my
Yeah,
first drink of it. I just got it today.
Very nice. Like I said, it looks lighter, so looks like it's an easy sipping rum.
It is. Yeah.
I
No,
have
and-
coffee brewing. I'll get that at the first break. So,
I also have that with me because I have never.
wow, the IPA mug. I don't normally
Yeah.
see that one. So,
That one doesn't come out often. No, well, for those who are watching, I will probably edit this out. But this mug was the inspiration for this mug. Ta-da.
as you can see, except ours is a little bit bigger.
Yes, but some of them may be smaller. You know, being hand thrown,
Yeah,
they're each a little bit different.
something's going on. My dogs are going nuts out
Maybe
there.
they're talking about your Father's Day present that you're going to get.
Yeah, I don't
They're
deserve
conversating.
anything. I don't deserve anything. So,
No, Cranky, it is not the Endicott. It is the round tankard. The Endicott, the lip is different, and I didn't like
Yes.
the lip on that.
no, that was the round tankard, and I think that's a 20-ounce mug.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
it was the first one we ever did,
Yeah.
and then we didn't do the mug and the crock at the same time. The crocks
No.
came out, I think, maybe 6 months after the mug,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
somewhere around there. But everybody will have a chance to own a piece of history.
Yeah, because lately, one or two of them have shown their face because people are moving and have offloaded some collections, and but it is very rare that it shows up in mug trading circles. And for those of you who don't understand, there are mug trading circles, there are mug selling circles. You know, they're like baseball cards. But yeah, so we don't come up often. They go to their forever home and they usually stay there.
Like adopted dogs.
Yes. But this one, actually, I will tell people, this one, the set was sold. It went out and it sat on a shelf, was never used. Then the person who was selling off the rest of their mugs because they were getting out of the mug game, they sent it back to me and said, maybe you can use this to raise some money for your show. So it was donated back, and I would not feel good us making money off of it twice. So we will use it to raise money for our friends at the
At
University Hip Hop
UHHM.
Museum. Yep.
Absolutely. I think that's a real noble decision for you to have made. So
Yes. For we to have made, you just didn't know about it when I made it.
you make all the executive decisions. I'm just the rubber stamp on things sometimes, and that's fine.
I hold production meetings when they're necessary.
Yes. Yes. Usually it's
It's usually
Like
when
when
it comes to spending money.
and I'm at lunch
Yes.
at work. It's like, you got 5 minutes? Yeah, I got. This is what
but
I'm thinking. Do it. Okay, meeting adjourned.
It almost always comes down to, okay, we need to spend some money on something. This is what I'd like to do. Aside from that, they're usually text message meetings. Hey, I'd like to do this. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. Boom. Ta-da, we're done. Those are our production meetings.
That's pretty much it. Yes.
Yeah.
Has been like that for 8 years.
Yeah. But it works.
So we have quite a bit to get through tonight for episode 436. We have about 8 pieces of hip hop headlines, including
Yeah,
one of
they're
the
mostly
greatest
small articles, but
one of the greatest titles of an article in the history of this show.
I told you before we went to air, this is my highest achievement, the thing I am most proud of everything I've done for this show.
As well you should be. Because as soon as I read it today, I went, all right, that one's good. And I didn't understand it at first, and then I read the article and I said, oh, so
yes.
there's a little tie-in to the front part.
Yeah.
We got a little woo news we'll go over. We got 3 pieces of that. We have a one and done that I had heard of the group. I don't recall if I've ever listened to them.
This is the one that I said people don't know that this ever happened, but they're going to need it after they hear it.
And
Because
then
I don't know if you got to, I know you've been busy. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to see who was involved in this group or not.
no, but I
Excellent,
again,
excellent.
I have seen the name before. So
Yes,
when
but-
I look at it, it'll probably come back to me, but it
It
has been a
will.
long time.
Blow your brain pan when you realize the combination of people that are in this super group.
Oh, and we're going to talk about a super group later on. We have a record of the week by a guy we kind of pick on a little bit, but but you know, somebody's always got to be the second best in a 2-man group.
That's the truth.
We'll remind you who the artist of the month is. No old to the new this week, so
No. And there will be no Jennifer Garner's harmed during this episode.
no
either.
Jennifer Garners were harmed last week. No half an onion bagels will be eaten during this week. No Carls.
I'm not finished.
Oh man! By the way, the artwork for last week's show, top notch.
Thank you.
You've had a good week. Artistically, you've had a good week.
See what happens when we get a short week?
Yes. And then we'll put a bow on it. If you've noticed, I have the
Yes,
proper
you have
headwear
a
for
hat
that.
tonight.
I have 2 of them.
Look out.
So,
So you will be allowed to switch.
yes. So I will definitely be allowed to switch. But
Like Bilal.
that's way too early to talk about switch.
Yes.
Way too early to talk about. Let's talk about some hip hop headlines. And can't do that unless we start it off right. So would you please hit me with just a little of that Triple H?
Yay.
This is Hip Hop Headlines, Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Well, get on it. It's your time.
It is my toin, and thankfully we're not starting with a fresh in peace, but we are starting with a get well soon. How's that?
We are. A not so sure. Yes.
Yes, I'll be not so sure, to be honest with you. Hip Hop DX brings us our first article.
I'll
New
be thinking about
Jack's.
him night and day.
I know you would. New Jack Swing legend Al B. Sure has been hospitalized in money earning Mount Vernon. To those who may not know who Al B. Sure is, first of all, crawl out from under your rock.
Yeah.
One of my wife's favorite R&B singers.
Next
Night
to,
and Day.
we won't mention.
No. That wasn't even one of her favorite singers. That's just
Doesn't
a
matter.
concert she got screwed out of.
Yes.
So please, I'm in enough trouble today. I don't need anything more.
Noted.
So Al B. Sure had Night and Day and Off on Your Own, you know, one of the linchpins of 90s R&B.
Yeah.
Also was instrumental in bringing out other artists like Jodeci and
who you
Tevin
may have
Campbell.
known.
Yes. And one of your favorites, Tevin Campbell.
Yes.
Faith Evans and Ursher. Did not realize this, that he has a son with Piss Dookie's former flame, Kim Porter.
Really?
And he named his son Quincy after Quincy Jones,
Quincy
who was
Jones,
his
yep.
mentor.
And a cab driver. Oh, I guess that was
Yes.
only for the Fresh Prince.
His last solo album was back in 2009. He's been kind of doing the radio thing since then.
Is he still
He's
in
on-
effect mode?
He might still be in effect mode.
Okay.
If effect mode means hospitalized.
Yeah.
He's only 53. They haven't really said why he's in the hospital.
No, and I tried to follow an update today to see if I could find anything. Still no update.
And it's just a weird picture, man. On his Instagram, they got him laying in a hospital bed with some nurse drawing blood on him. And he's got his Houston Rockets hat on and
That
stuff.
looks
It
like
looks
it's just propped on him.
God, it looks very staged.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. No, it looks like he may have been passed out, unable to move, whatever, and they just put the hat on him for the picture.
that's possibly right.
I mean, it just looks like it is not a natural wearing of a hat.
No, and to answer your question, I guess his team took over after he announced he was going in. He's going in for surgery, apparently, but his Instagram reads after that: the health and wellness jersey is almost complete and back to hashtag in effect mode.
Ah, yes.
And then it says, no, Al B says, please forgive the graphic nature of the images for those with weak stomachs. Well, why are you taking graphic images? It's,
Yeah. I can't
You know-
say anything. I posted pictures of the inside of my kneecap, so
You did. You did. And I read them and saw them, and I was like, yeah, that looks like something I would deal with.
yeah.
So he got all sorts of, I guess the surgery was successful is what it says. News
Whatever
of a
it was
successful
for.
surgery. Yeah, again, no details on it.
I kind of like that though. I mean, to know
Which is
he
fine,
went-
yeah.
Yeah, he went in for surgery. His surgery is successful. That's all America needs to know. You know, we don't need details of what his surgery was for. If you would like to share them, that's fine. But there's too many TMZs and places like that are running down. People going, "Why is he here? Why is he here? What?" It's none of your business.
That's what HIPAA's about.
Yeah. No, the fact that they've given us this much information. Yes, I'll be sure is in the hospital. He had surgery. He's okay. Wonderful.
So we all wish Al B. Sure all the best. Hopefully, once he's done, he'll come out, explain maybe why he's hospitalized. But even if
Just
he
for
doesn't,
Brian.
again, his choice. So we send our good thoughts to R&B legend Al B. Sure. I don't think we'll be thinking about him night and day, though.
Probably not. Cranky Pants is offering to be a field investigator for the show. We
Okay,
do
good
have a
luck.
position open. You can be the Midwest correspondent
Okay, that works.
because Sanket's been absent. So
Yes. Next article, B-Boy Brothers. This is from the Bay Area,
it is
East Bay Times, because we get
not
news
the Far
from
East Bay.
no, because we get news from Erware.
Damn straight.
So there's two brothers named Jay and Randy Alojado, and they are from Vacaville. Yes. And I guess they won first place in their division at the Hip Hop International Dance Competition, which was held May 15th in Burbank, California.
Like the home of game shows of the 70s.
Yes. Yes.
That's all I know
although-
about Burbank.
Yes, Alameda Avenue in Burbank, California. It
California,
seems
yep.
like all those studios were there. So hip hop dancing contest, and I guess the kids who won, one was a high school freshman, and the other is his
Younger.
brother, a sixth grader. Yeah, so good for them, man. It says it's a win for both of us. Jay and Randy are the kids that won it. They ended up enrolling at Chopke's Dance, I guess.
Yes.
Chapke's. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, really.
Do you watch America's Got Talent at all? Like over the past years, not necessarily this year's start. But
Yeah, I didn't watch the last one with the Extreme people, but I do watch America's Got Talent quite
Okay.
often.
Last season and the season before was Chapkiss Dance, and then last year was
Oh,
their juniors,
yes.
which was Chap Kids.
The Chap Kids, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I do
With,
remember this school
Sarah,
now.
Little Phoenix. She's part of
Yes.
that crew. Yes,
I
so
do.
that is the junior division of this dance company.
Chapkiss Dance. I for one reason or another, I never put two and two together that was them because
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard Chapkiss Dance on the show quite often, but I never thought of how it's spelled because of course, they never spell
Right,
these
they don't
things
spell
out.
it. Yeah, no. And then, like I said, last year was Chap Kids, which was the juniors.
So, I guess Greg Chapkiss is the guy who runs the studio, and these kids kind of haven't been dancing that long.
No,
and-
which is the coolest thing. Because it's not like, well, one of them, what do you say, 12?
Yeah.
So even if he's been dancing since he's like 7, that's still, to win a competition like this is pretty amazing. And for them to say they haven't been dancing that long, that's even better, man. That says to me you are a natural b-boy. I mean,
This was their first competition ever.
yeah.
It can only go down from here, man.
Yeah, Saturday
be-
Olympic team.
I'd be retiring at this point.
Oh yeah.
I'd be Lou Gehrig. Today. I consider myself.
Why not? You've been Wally Pipp, so
Yes, I have. But now I guess they're going to the World Championship.
yeah.
August 6th through 13th at the Arizona Grand Resort in the hip hop hotbed of Arizona.
Yeah. That's
okay.
where the Juggalo Fest was this year.
Don't get me started on them. My nephew was so into them when they first came out, Insane Clown Posse and the whole Juggalo
Yep.
lifestyle,
Yeah, that's what it is. Family.
to the point he wanted to.
Yes, Cranky, this is an excellent question. Where is Alfredo when we're talking Juggalos?
Why is Alpha Juggalo?
No.
Is he anti-Juggalo?
He understands that, the whole family thing. It's misfits looking for a place to go and they find each other and okay, that's cool. But we talked about them and how loosely they are considered hip hop
Yeah.
when he was on one week. Yes.
So, that's right.
That's when we found out about Juggalo Fest
Yes.
and where it was going to be. Yes.
You know what I remember Juggalo Championship Wrestling. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
still a thing because they had
Who
their own
knows?
wrestling league, but anyway,
Fago.
our next article. This one is near and dear to us. It's a salute to our friend Brother Ernie. Pix11 coming back at us this week.
Yeah, you like that?
2 weeks in a row. Pix11.com tells us that in Newark, New Jersey, there's an exhibit at Newark's Grammy Museum Experience celebrating 5 decades of hip hop. And it basically is flowers for the living to our friend Brother Ernie,
Yes.
Ernie Paniccioli.
And it's better than us doing it. This
Yes.
is somebody important.
And it's an exhibit called A Hip Hop Life. It showcases Brother Ernie's photos, and it says he's as authentic as he is earnest, and not exactly the type of guy you'd expect to roll with the titans of hip hop, which, for those who were with us when we interviewed Brother Ernie, he's been
Yes.
on with us before. Yeah, he doesn't necessarily look the part as you would think it,
No,
but
he also doesn't look the part of an ex-sailor.
nope.
But he is. I would say he is one of the nicest and most respectful people we've ever gotten a chance to talk to.
Yeah, but don't cross him,
Oh no.
because then he will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger.
Yes, he will.
But that's fine, because sometimes it be that way. Sometimes he's got
It
a right
does.
to be hostile. His people have been persecuted.
Well,
against.
yes, they have.
He says back then it's easy for him to get these flowers because he says it was a narrow field back then. There weren't 50 photographers. There were one, maybe two.
Mhm.
Hip hop was just grateful to have a light shine on him. That made all the difference. So
Yeah, I mean,
I
he
guess-
shot album covers. He shot candids. He got was it Cornell University that has his collection on display there?
Yep.
He's got a book. He's got a couple books, but
Over 200,000 photographs. So any exhibit is just a microcosm of his work. So
I thought I had his book down here. It's upstairs. No, it's here. With my other books.
there it is. Hip hop at the end of the world. Brother Ernie.
Yes. And if you weren't here for our interview with Brother Ernie, you should go back and find it in our archives.
I don't remember what show number it is, but I'm sure we could look
Nope,
it up
but I'm sure you can find it by searching Brother Ernie.
on our MrThrowbackThursday.com.
Yes.
So Brother Ernie says that he got into it because he says, I felt an energy. The energy stimulated me. I didn't feel right unless I had a camera and people in front of me. There's a spirit, something going on, and I wanted to capture it. So he got pictures of everybody.
It was episode
Some-
344, by the way, and it was titled Brother Ernie.
Seems like it was longer ago than that.
Yeah, but that's 100 episodes ago.
Yeah, so I guess that's 2 years,
I mean,
but
roughly.
it just seems like it was longer ago than that to me because we've been friends with Brother Ernie for so long.
Yeah.
I don't know. You lose track of time when you do the show for 8 years.
Yeah, September 3rd, 2020 is when it was released.
2020.
Yes. Tika was there. She enjoyed it.
So, and the IT department and the junior member of the posse have walked in, and
Have invaded.
Emily has cat headphones. Squishmallow headphones. I guess Squishmallows are the big thing now. So,
Sure. I'll believe that.
so
I don't know what that is.
I know it's something that her and Cole's girlfriend Susie collect like crazy. And I know Emily's waiting for our shipment of blueberry to arrive. She's anxiously awaiting the blubbery.
Yes.
So, yeah, Brother Ernie, 200,000 photos, which is just a crazy amount of photos.
Yeah.
And this exhibit is just a touch of them. So the Grammy Museum...
Not Pimp My Ride exhibit.
No. Grammy Museum
next to the
offers
zoo.
an opportunity for young people to learn about the rich history of artists from the city of Newark and the surrounding areas in New Jersey. as he says.
Today. Yes.
The exhibit actually opened June 3rd. It's going to run all the way through October 30th. So
Yes.
if you want to see it,
So
if you're
in
the
garbage
area,
state, swing by.
the garbage state. If you're in the Soprano state.
Yes. But and I will admit, the only reason it smells like garbage is because of Staten Island, but still, it is the garbage state. It says so on the license
Shaolin.
plate. Yes.
Article number 4, you've entitled West Side.
Yes.
And we have heard rumblings about this
Yes.
for a while.
Yeah, Cranky Pants actually sent me this article.
Mount Westmore is a supergroup formed by Uncle Snoop, Snoop Dogg. Well, they are finally releasing their debut album this week. And Mount Westmore consists of Snoop, Ice Cube, Too Short,
Yep.
and E40.
I mean, this guy.
The record actually comes out this week. As you're listening, it came out 2 days ago. As you're watching live, as we record, it comes out on Tuesday. So the record's going to be released Tuesday, June 7th.
So it may make its appearance on next show.
Very well could, yes. June 7th, the wait is over. Bad MF, Snoop wrote. And I guess Mount Westmore's official Instagram handle, which is at Mount Westmore. So
Is it
go
with a
follow
$sign for the S?
It is not.
Damn.
So
I was listening to Too Schwit today on his Sirius XM talk show.
I almost put on Too Short while I was walking the other day at work, but I ended up listening to Derek B since we featured it as our one and done last week.
Yes. Oh, and in case you didn't see the YouTube comment, I don't know if you get contact with it. Nipsey commented saying a rare 2 quality album episode last week.
Oh, I'm glad he liked it. So
Yes. And it is kind of tough. You know, after 400 and some odd one and dones, some of them get kind of shifty.
yeah, and some of them, like we talked about last week, we did when we had no capability of playing
Right.
music, so we can get away with doing them again, just so
And
that
then
we can
every
actually
once in a
feature
while,
musically.
Every once in a while, you get 2 hype
We get
brothers.
two
and a dog.
brothers and a dog. Yes, I knew you were going to go there. So.
That's the low watermark there. So it's
They would have been fine without the dog. Mm-hmm. 2 hype brothers would have been fine. But you
the
throw that
would have
dog
been
in.
fine.
The dog would have been fine. Dog Pound was fine.
Yes.
But you put 2 hype brothers with a dog, it's just too many people. It's a mess.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mount Westmore is putting out this record. They made their debut on the song Stepchild back in 2020. The group appeared on Snoop's compilation album in 2021. Snoop Dogg presents Algorithm. They had the song Big Subwoofer on there. And then they dropped a song called Bad MFs earlier in 2021. So they've been around. They've just never put out their own record. Now, as of this coming Tuesday, it will be so. So
We will make it so.
so hopefully we can, like you said, feature this record the minute we have clearance, and then we can listen to Mount Westmore.
Unless we
Again,
got
that
the
would be,
clearance to run the interference.
and that would be again Snoop and Cube and Short and E40. So definitely worth popping your ears open and giving a listen to.
Yes.
Also worthy of popping your ears open and giving a listen to was a record we talked about maybe 3 weeks ago now. And that would be Onyx versus Everybody.
Yes.
Our next article you've entitled Slam
Yeah, there's really nothing else.
Hip
Now
Hop
everybody else is
DX.
going. Da, 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 da.
Onyx says that this new project is the grimiest album of the year. And in other breaking
I'll buy
news,
that.
water is wet. So,
Indeed.
I mean, what else could possibly be the grimiest album of the year? Onyx were the inventors of grimy.
Yes. Low down, shifty, gritty, and grimy.
Ever since 1993 when they released Back the Fuck Up.
Yes, which is still my favorite album of theirs.
Yes. That record pumps, man. Although I
Yeah.
do like the new one. I like the new one
yeah.
a lot.
No, I like all of Wake the Fuck Up. Trigonometry. I mean, there's not an Onyx album that I don't like. It's just some of them, like Back the Fuck Up. Back the Fuck Up, I have on cassette. I also have on CD. If I put it on Spotify, I can hit play and walk away and not have to skip anything.
Nope.
That's important anymore because you have to come back to your computer and hit next. You know, it's if I've got no skips, I can go about my day and just play everything over the receiver and through the surround sound in the house. And
And at least get an
on
hour
moving.
and a half worth
Yeah.
of stuff done around the house before you have to change it. So,
da, da,
Well,
da.
I mean, Onyx is one of our favorites, and you know, Fredro and Sticky, friends of the
Yes.
show, and not just musicians, of course. You know, they've got IMDb credits for their acting and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes.
So-
Sticky was Blade in the TV series, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. I remember when it came out, and I did not watch it when it came out, and it wasn't because
I don't
was
think
opposed to it.
I don't think we knew he was in it.
No, it was one of those things I found out after the show had been canceled, because it was one of those, like, there's a Blade TV series coming. I'm like, that sounds interesting. I'm a fan of the movies, and
yeah,
then
let's hope they don't
just
put Wesley in there.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was one of those things where I had other things I watched in the time slot, or if it just slipped my mind. But it wasn't until it was over, and it was like, fucking Sticky Fingers was Blade, and I still haven't gone back and watched it all these years later.
Yeah, you got time on your hands. You could probably do that now.
I hope.
So, and they also touch on in this article on their verses back on May 14th with Cypress Hill, which, you know,
The part
throw
about
verses and
the throw verses and the fight breaks out. No, the other way around.
And nobody watches. Did it really count?
The big thing about that, what Fredro says in there, is that he didn't know. I'm assuming they, both sides, didn't know that it wasn't going to be aired on Instagram like all the other verses before it, because they had changed the format.
Right.
When Triller or whoever said, nope, we're going to put it behind a paywall and that's it. So I'm wondering, would they have agreed to do it knowing it wasn't going to be aired to everybody? Had that been a known thing before they started? I mean, they seemed excited to do it. Mm-hmm. And from what Fredro was saying, he said, Onyx would take on anyone. So Cypress Hill, cool, let's do it. But knowing that the only people who are seeing it are the people at the fight, who are only there for the fight, or people who are willing to pay whatever the service is in order to watch it. I don't know.
But now they're also making a documentary. Fredro says, me and Sticky are producing a documentary called Slam, Mosh Pits and Hip Hop. Now, Onyx was one of the first groups I know of that had mosh pits at their shows.
Yeah, because they were... Okay, you've heard nu metal. They weren't nu metal. They were pre-nu metal, but they were rappers who were familiar with the punk and metal format. So that was their same type of crowd. So they could come out there and open for Slayer.
And they were overly aggressive, so...
Yeah. Slamming.
Slamming. Super Duper Silver Anniversaries next.
I can't stand the rain.
I can't believe it's been 25 years of Super Duper Fly by 757's own Missy Elliott.
Yay.
And she says she's still inspired by that record.
And she still can't stand the rain.
She still can't. No, well, I mean, who can really?
Yeah.
She said, I had no clue this record would be game-changing. Well, it kind of was. So,
yeah.
It was Missy, of course, and Timbaland, who was very instrumental in this record. She says, I try to go back to that space because I really didn't think it was going to be that much. Once you become successful at something, then the expectations become higher. You start to think more. When we did that album, there really wasn't much thought there because you know what they always say, you think long, you think wrong. So, which is why it's so difficult to have a follow-up record that's any good. Because then you start believing your own hype, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think Missy ever did that. I think Missy kind of stayed in her lane and did her thing. And
yeah, that's the way it seems. I mean, there's no Bobby Brown type story about Missy Elliott.
Thank God.
Well, you don't hear how she went off the rails or how she blew up at somebody in a store or anything where it's, I'm better than you. Why are you talking to me? Does it happen? I don't know, but it hasn't happened to the point where somebody has reported it. So, I kind of get the same, another 757. I get the same feeling out of Pharrell.
Pharrell, also known as Not As Angry Fredro. The side-by-side picture you put up was just so funny. And of course, remember the rain video was the one where she wore that big, giant, inflatable, puffed up
trash bag,
hefty bag. Yes,
they got like pictures. A Busta Rhymes video.
Yes, yeah, it kind of did. But But that record's 25 years old, man.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable.
But it's a real anniversary.
It is. And congratulations to Missy, Misdemeanor Elliott, for 25 years of success, including a well-deserved turn on the Super Bowl halftime.
Yes.
And well-deserved appearance in
Hawaiian
Lady
Sophie's
Marmalade.
influence.
Yes. So I really like this next to last article. You've titled it Disrespectful. Because we've talked about this.
Yes.
No, Lieutenant Tom, you did not miss a day. It is Sunday. It is not Monday as
You're
we
not
record.
retired yet.
I have my daughter's last 2 school functions this week, so we moved over to Sunday for the week. We'll be back on Monday next week.
It's all Thursday.
Yeah, it's all Thursday by the time you listen to it. Disrespectful, you have entitled this one.
Yes.
And we have
Almost
said
like a
this
stretch.
in the past that it is kind of disrespectful. It's not so much disrespectful to ask, but it's disrespectful to... thank you, honey. More fresh coffee.
Yes.
The vitriol that people have for these lists
Right, because we've
is
said
what
it
makes it disrespectful.
we've said it 100 times. There is no best. Like Nas. There is no best. There are your favorites. Mm-hmm. And because there is no criteria to judge who are the top. Is it record sales? Is it ticket sales? Is it fan following? There's no way to determine who the best is.
Right.
So you have my favorite 5 are, so nobody can actually be wrong.
No.
You could tell me Gerardo, Two Hype
Frost.
Brothers with Dog, Kid Frost. I kind of like Kid Frost, but he wouldn't be in my top 5 ever. Macklemore,
Hoes with attitude.
yeah, and Skilo are your top 5.
Bitches with problems.
Yeah, fine. That's good for you. I think those are stupid, but that's what you like.
But you're entitled to your stupid opinion. So
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. I don't think anyone should ask, for example, Tretch. You're putting Tretch in a shitty situation.
because he's friends with all these people.
Right. And he's fucking Tretch.
Yeah.
So I get that. I'm not going to go up to DMC and say, hey, man, who's your top 5? And he doesn't put Joe on the list. Mm-hmm. And again, love Run DMC. Joe doesn't belong on the top 5 list. But if D doesn't put him there,
Then
now
that causes
Joey's calling him up
problems.
going, dude, what the fuck? So I understand what Tretch is saying. It would be disrespectful to ask him or someone like him.
It says hip hop fans love to debate who the GOAT is, and they always mention Pass, and some people mention Eminem, some people mention Hawaiian Sophie, a lot of people mention Rakim, some people even mention Drake, which is just,
Right.
that
If
really
you-
depends on when you were born, too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and if you're talking record sales as a rating, sure, he's got to be up there.
He might very well be up there.
I still believe he is an R&B singer that raps, though.
Yeah. But if you ask Tretch, who, by the way, Eminem has named on his GOAT list.
Yes, he has. He'll tell you, if you watch The Art of Rap, he gets up there and talks about how Tretch was his inspiration. Because he does that whole opening verse of Yoke the Joker.
So he says asking anybody to name their top 5 or top 10 is in poor taste. I don't think a lot of rappers get the credit they deserve because it's always like, who's your top 5 or top 10, said Tretch. It's the most disrespectful question I get in hip-hop. Who's my best 5 or 10 when we going back from the 70s to now? From Melly Mel and Grandmaster Caz to like now? LL, you telling me to name 5 and then 5 up until when? Now? And I only got 5? And then you ain't even mentioning the females. See, that's where we differ. We always,
Right.
when we put our Mount Rushmore together, we both included Light and
Yes.
didn't talk about it beforehand.
No, because her impact, her ability, her catalog.
And then Pete Rock basically said the same thing. He says, I agree with Tretch. He goes, I ain't participating in those questions anymore. Shit makes no sense trying to crown one king when it's several kings and queens, media division amongst artists, but y'all got to see the play, though.
He's a sweet soul brother.
And the first person who responded to that in solidarity was George Clinton. I mean, if you want to go back, Parliament Funkadelic was kind of hip-hop in their own weird way. So... And then Wu-Tang's Capadonna basically said, see, we the best, Tretch, all of us. You are correct and very knowledgeable. Except for you, God. You God's terrible.
He is still a better rapper than me, but, you know, whatever.
He is a more successful rapper than you. If we were given an opportunity to cut a record, I'm sure... we could be better than you, God.
I may have a better pen than you, God, but he is more successful than I am.
As of right now, he is, yes. And regardless of what his lawsuit against his bandmates has.
He is more financially stable than I am. Because he got Bugs Bunny money.
And we do not.
No.
But, I mean... And people ask us that all the time, too. Who are the top 5 MCs? Well, you and I have different ideas as to what top 5 is. Mm-hmm. We have different tastes. I mean,
we do.
You like certain guys, and there's certain guys you don't like Eminem. I consider Eminem to be one of the best lyricists of all time. When it comes to putting words together that you don't think have any business rhyming. He somehow gets them to rhyme.
Right.
But he's not your cup of tea, and that's fine. Biggie is not my cup of tea. There's a lot of people who rake me over the coals for that. And
yeah, well, I've gotten into a few discussions on like Real Rap for Old School Hip Hop Heads and a couple other Facebook pages where they rate Biggie so high, and dude was seriously talented. But these are the same people that'll turn around and praise Andre 3000, but say he doesn't have the body of work to be rated. And I'm like, you're telling me that he doesn't have the solo compilation? What does Biggie have? He's got 1.5 albums. I was
going to say Biggie's got 1.5 albums, and Biggie's got the Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison thing where he died early and he's deified for it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and by that count, why are we not talking about Big L or
we should
Big
be talking
Pun
about
or
Big L, who had a street named after him recently? So.
He did.
Big Pun did not have a street named after him, as far as I know.
No, I don't think so. I know there was a lot of
discussion. And he's not a player; he just crushes a lot.
He does.
But that's what happens when you're
big.
He
don't want to be a player no more.
So, I mean, they were talking about other people saying it. He goes, Tretch said he was humbled that he earned a high mark on his hip-hop report card from his predecessors. He goes, it's an honor. Kool Moe Dee is past legendary. He's an icon. And he mentioned Tretch on there.
Yeah.
He says nobody wanted problems with him until LL came. And then they had their back-and-forth battle. And which, come to find out after the fact, they both signed off on and used it to make money for each of them.
We can all get paid, yes. Yeah, I still, to this day, you know, I get in discussions with B about this, and he shakes his head when I say it. But I believe that Kool Moe Dee and LL was Andre and Hogan, and they battled, and then Moe Dee said, all right, kid, I'm going to put you over now, and I'm going to walk out of here.
It could be.
Because Moe Dee was fucking badass, but Moe Dee at the time of LL was on the back end of his career. You know, so for them to go and have that battle back and forth, I think Moe Dee said, all right, here's where you win.
From wrestling parlance, that's a really good analogy.
Well, thank you.
Because, you know, Andre, back at time of WrestleMania 3, was, you know, he was only like 47 during that match.
Yeah, I know.
He wasn't that old. But his back was shot.
You didn't do anything to Andre.
No, he was so protected in the industry, kind of like Mo D was.
Yeah.
But Mo D, see, that's the difference between rap and wrestling is the fact that in wrestling it's all scripted. In rap, you got your reputation the old-fashioned way. You went out there and you earned it.
Right.
You made
Yep.
records and you did your thing. But yeah, Mo D came and said, you know what? I'm going to battle this guy. He's got the goods. I'm going to lay on my back. I'm going to put him over.
Yep.
And then, it doesn't hurt me any to do it.
No. And how many records am I going to sell in the meantime? Going back and forth with this up and coming kid.
And here's the thing, and I've seen this in other places too. There's a quote, and I don't remember where I originally saw it. It says, "You don't make your candle burn any brighter by dimming somebody else's."
Yes. Yep.
So who is the face and who is the heel? I would say probably LL was the face because he was the
I'm
young,
going to say so too.
brash upstart. He also was the one who catered to the women.
Yes.
So I would say in that case...
No, and he was the true, at that time, he was the baby face.
He was the baby face.
Yep.
Quite literally, because I think he was only 19 when they started that beef. So... But
I want to know more about this Lyrical Lemonade Festival that Tom's going to. So I'm
like that.
We're going to want some follow-up on this.
Because, lemonade is a popular drink, and it still is.
It still is.
So.
And for Tom, who probably doesn't know that lyric, the next line is for him. So I get more props and stunts than Bruce Willis because, he's a big Bruno fan. Yes, I know not you are going, but I want to follow up so you make sure that he tells you about it so you can tell us about it.
So, yes, I don't know if Lieutenant Tom is a fan of Dwick. So
that's what I said.
Oh, he went the old Eddie Murphy line.
Yes.
Eddie Murphy as Michael Jackson, yes.
That cool, refreshing drink. No, that was Elvis.
I think it was Elvis, yeah.
That was Elvis, yes.
Yeah, it was Eddie Murphy as Elvis, yes. Because then when he did the Michael Jackson, he was doing "She's Out of My Life."
Yes.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one, man. All right.
Elvis was the hero the most.
But he never meant shit to me.
Straight up racist. The sucker was simple and plain.
Motherfucking
man, John Wayne.
Our next article is the one you should be proud of. And I'm going to have to... Had to mute my mic because allergies are a bitch when you've been doing yard work for 2 straight days. We have described this next person.
Yes, it was Alec Baldwin, right? Who was in that episode?
Yes, and asked him how it was spelled.
Yes.
We were talking about Odafin Tutuola, who responded with 2 T's, 2 U's, 1 Ola.
1 Ola.
You have named this article 2 Tits, 4 Wheels, 1 Stroller.
Yes. and there was no thought about it at all. It was just, there it was.
And this comes to us from page 6 of the New York Post.
And this is everywhere. I mean, it's not new.
Ice-T, who is not shy when it comes to the Twitter machine sometimes.
No. Like, when you play a video game, there is a boss at the final level. There's a reason. There's a reason this man's Twitter handle is at final level.
Because he is a fucking boss.
He is.
He's also overly protective of his wife and his daughter.
As he should be.
Ice-T is not here for hate over his and Coco Austin, their relationship with their 6-year-old daughter, Chanel, who on a recent shopping trip, Coco put Chanel in a stroller.
Okay. Now, flashback.
1 stroller.
Yes, 1 stroller. Flashback to when you had a kindergartner.
Uh-huh.
And you made them walk around the mall.
I will flash back to even better. Emily was born in 2004.
Yes.
We went to Florida in 2012. So she would have been 8.
Yep.
She got tired walking around in Florida, and we put her in a stroller
Yes.
when she was 8.
Yes. Because little kids get tired. And you don't want to carry them because it's
Because
a big pain in the
old
ass.
people get tired too.
Yes. So I get it. My big issue here is not with Ice-T, is not with Coco, is not with Chanel, is not with Coco Chanel.
Although Chanel looks very, very angry sitting in that stroller in that one picture.
But that's okay. Coco mentions that. She said, she gets to the point where she don't give a fuck, and she's just done. So I get that. Yeah. Tom says, we put our boys in the stroller at Disney World. Made them in much better moods, not tired or hot. Yes. This makes
Which
total
is
sense.
why I did it with Emily.
Yes. So Ice-T and Coco are getting ostracized because they push their 6-year-old around in a big mall in a stroller. Because the kid loses interest and gets pissed off and irritated. It's easier just put her down in its stroller and move along. Cool. And for those of you who are not parents and have not had younger children, it shouldn't matter to you.
Right.
How Ice-T and Coco push their child in a stroller. Because
If it doesn't affect you one way or another.
yeah,
But
that is
people
my
love to-
biggest fucking thing. How
Yeah,
does
well,
this
that's what-
impact your life?
Dude, that's what Twitter does to people. Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah,
The anonymity involved in that, where people can hide
Keyboard
behind
commando.
a screen name and say shit to people. And I will admit, I am guilty of it myself.
I think we all are to some extent.
I never start anything, but I will get on somebody if they,
You'll get on it.
post something really stupid or just non-factual.
Mhm.
So, Coco's in this, or Chanel's in this little thing, and people are saying, "Let her grow up. She's too big for that stroller." Man.
Yeah, it's
Pay
not
attention.
like I duct taped her into the stroller. If she wanted
Pay
to get out, she'd
attention
get
to
out.
me. I have something to say, and I think I'm important. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my 15 minutes of fame by tweeting at somebody famous.
Yes,
Well-
I'm a child psychologist. I know the fuck you're not.
Don't.
that is the biggest thing. It's not like Chanel is strapped down into this thing or being forced down.
No.
If she wants to get up, she can get up. She's 6.
Mm-hmm.
But she is obviously tired or just irritated and doesn't want to be there. And back in our day, that's a kid that will flop himself on the ground and then
make
get
a
his ass
scene.
beat. And then you complain that the kid's getting his ass beat
Yeah.
in public.
These are the people that want it both ways. Keep that kid quiet. Keep that kid quiet. That kid shouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Okay, whack. You're abusing your kid. You're a terrible parent. Why-
Yes.
I'm about to abuse you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but-
See if it changes your personality.
but the reason we started this title with the instead of 2 T's, the T
Yes.
standing for 2 breastises,
Yes.
I believe they still breastfeed little Chanel at 6 years old.
Yes.
Which,
And also-
if you listen to La Leche League and some health advocacy groups, they say is still healthy and still normal.
Yes. I read this. I went a little further and dug in, and Ice-T's like, she eats real food. Because I guess people were getting on her like, how do you not feed that kid solid food yet? And he's like, she loves hamburgers. She does this, and but there's times when she wants to be close to her mom.
And that's how she does it.
And I believe Ice says, so she likes to suck on her mom's tit. He goes, and I like to sometimes too.
Yep.
It's okay. For me, the fact that it's a daughter, my brain is not even questioning. I think a 6-year-old boy, my brain then starts to go, but again, it's not my kid. It doesn't fucking matter.
No.
If I were asked a question, hey, do you think this is creepy?
And here's the thing, a 6-year-old kid doesn't think of it as a sexual thing.
No, not at all. No.
6-year-old kid shouldn't think anything of sexual things.
No. But my brain, if you show me a picture
Yeah.
and go, do you think this is weird? I might go,
It's a little...
It's making me feel weird.
Yeah.
But again,
But I don't know
I'm
enough
not the
about the
kid.
situation.
Yeah, I'm not the kid. I'm not the mom. I'm not the dad. It doesn't fucking matter what I think.
Right. Yeah.
to quote the great Dwayne Johnson,
does this look weird to you? It looks like it's none of my fucking business.
it doesn't matter what it looks like to you.
Is that my son? Is that my wife?
Yeah.
Doesn't make a fucking difference to me.
No. And on that same point, Ice and Coco don't give a fuck what you think either.
They never have. They never will.
The 7-Up man? What?
Yeah, who the hell was that? I forget what the hell his name was. But
I don't know. He was in Annie.
never had it, never will. But yeah, so Ice came out and was like, really? Y'all motherfuckers ain't got nothing better to talk about.
Yeah. That's his big thing. You know, you fuck with my family, you're gonna meet the boss at the final level.
I will say, and I've thought about this a lot, mostly today. I do have multiple Twitter accounts. I will probably I'll definitely keep the one open for the show because I do nothing but show business on that.
Right.
But my other ones, I think I'm going to deactivate because Twitter has turned into a cesspool.
Yeah, it's tough. Like you said, I had 2. I have a Twitter account that is almost all show stuff.
Yes.
I have an Instagram account, which is almost all show stuff.
Yes.
Not all, but sometimes I post pictures of my t-shirts and mugs and stuff, but it's almost all show stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have anything else outside of Facebook. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have Tiki-Taki. I don't have Chitter. I don't have
You know what?
whatever.
I've started to watch TikTok
WhatsApp.
because there's clips from like comics that I really like from shows and stuff. That's what I watch TikTok for now. I follow like Preacher Lawson and Joe Coy and a lot of comics, a lot of stand-up comics I follow on that.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah, otherwise, I mean, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm not part of the problem because I've done the same thing.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to people questioning like hockey calls and stuff like that because me being a referee.
Oh no, I've seen some of your stuff from your New Blue Review page.
Yeah.
Yep, about just that. Yes.
It drives me nuts. But there was one today during the game that this guy who is a host from XM radio put out there that, I'm shocked Shesterkin didn't get a diving penalty on that. I was like, you've obviously never been hit in the face by a hockey stick.
Yes.
So I said, here's your problem. I said, you're also in bed with a betting company. I said, you're tweeting from your wallet, not from your head. I said, you probably wanted that penalty because you fully admit that you have wagers on the game.
Yeah.
So I said, and in that case, your credibility as a journalist is
Out
pretty
the
much
window.
zero.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm,
he goes,
I'm
well, I
glad
could be objective regardless of the fact if I
No,
have
you
bets on the game.
cannot.
I said, no. I said, the fact that you're even arguing this with me shows that you are not objective.
Yeah.
I said, yes, I fully admit I'm a Rangers fan. But that being said, you can go back and look. The other day, there was a call on Tampa, and I was like, that call was soft. I said, all these calls have been soft. Charmin should sponsor this game. That's how soft these calls have been. So, yes, I'm a fan. Fan being short for fanatic.
Yes.
But
I will edit this out. But what was your take on the goalie interference in the third?
which one? The Toronto one?
us.
knowing that had been called earlier in the game, you have to know what the referees are looking for in a case like that. You got to find a different route to go to the net. I don't have a problem with the play, but I also didn't have a problem with the call because it had been called that way earlier in the game. And if nothing else, the officials were consistent with that specific call, and I don't have a problem with that.
My only issue with it was I believe the officials were affected by the home crowd because it had been called earlier. There was no way to pull up because the defender was under his feet.
No, but what they're saying is the onus is on him not to go directly into the crease. He could have gone
He could not
away
go left.
from it.
He had
No,
a defender at his feet.
He could have went right. Now therein lies another problem. You're denying the guy the rightful route
to take a
try
shot.
to make a scoring
Right.
play.
That was my only issue. Yes, I understand he ran into the goaltender and he could have broken right at the last second, but
as a player, you have to know they've already called 2 people for hitting my goalie.
Mm-hmm.
If I trim my fingernail and the clipping hits him, I'm getting called. You have to know that.
Yeah.
And you know, me as a referee, I will tell people that too.
I asked.
So
because
I didn't have a problem with the call. I thought it was.
I knew it was coming.
Did I think it was intentional? No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Do I understand the call? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was heavily crowd influenced because they had been called.
Well, that's why you
and
battle for. That's why you battle for home ice.
Well, yeah, I know. That's why we're going to take it at home. That's why we lost today.
Although I will say, I have never been influenced by a crowd when I called a game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky in the fact that between the glass and my helmet, I don't hear a lot from the crowd. I hear the coaches, but I don't hear a lot from the crowd until after the fact. And
then they make sure you hear them.
Yeah, and then it's like, whatever. I have told people after games that question me. I told one guy, I said, look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I said, with all due respect, what you know about the rule book, I could fit into a thimble and have room for a thimble full of something else.
Yeah.
So he didn't like that.
Yeah. Oh, and side note, Tom, there's no way I would go to that show. I'll send you the lineup that Tom sent me earlier.
Oh, for the Lemonade show?
Yeah, pass. But anyway.
Lemonade, it's probably sour.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No sugar.
So as far as you want to get back into the
as far as what Ice-T thinks about what you think,
right? You can shit in one hand and put Ice-T's thoughts on your thoughts in the other hand and see which one fills in first.
Yep.
So anyway, that is hip hop headlines for
it is
for episode
and then some.
Well, what number are we even on anymore? 436. There we go. Hip Hop Headlines for episode 436. We're going to take our first break of the evening. When we come back, we'll have a little bit of woo news, and then we'll get into some music on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 436.
Yay.
I didn't like the call, but I understood it.
Yeah, no, I didn't object to it. I just thought that it was heavy-handed from the crowd.
But as soon as I saw any contact with him, I said, that's going to get called. And immediately I looked for the referee and his arm was up. And I said, yeah, because you know what? If nothing else, the one thing people always say is, look, I don't care if you're good or you're bad, just be consistent.
Right, be consistent. Yep.
And that was consistent with the way it had been called on the other two. So I don't think Riley Nash ran into Shesterkin on purpose.
No.
I think he tried to stop and pulled up and still fell into him. I don't think there was... Now, the Corey Perry thing, 100%. I think that was intentional because Corey Perry's a piece of shit. He's been doing that for 15 years.
Yeah, it's not new.
No. But I also didn't like in the beginning of the game when Colton came in and put the stick to Shesterkin, and then him and Lindgren got 2 and 2 together. I said, see, I said, Sutherland shit the bed on that. You got to get the first call, the stick into the goaltender.
Right.
Otherwise, people are going to continue to do that shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Let them play. It's playoff hockey. I get that, but that's not carte blanche to start taking pokes at goaltenders. That's how crazy shit happens. I mean, there are a lot of people who are rather calm
And
But
that,
the minute you touch their goalie,
Yeah.
no.
Yep.
No. That's why you call that one and then you even out the stuff behind the net. So it should have been 4 minutes on Colton, 2 minutes on Lindgren, and you move on from that.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, Tampa got 50 shots on goal.
Yeah,
we got 28. So
Yep.
here's the thing. It's not a series until the home team loses a game. Game
Yeah.
4 is in Tampa. If we take Game 4 in Tampa, we have a chance to win it at home.
Yep.
Doesn't make me any less angry at the result of today, because if it goes to overtime, then you got a 50-50 shot.
Right. Yep.
But
I'm glad I didn't bet today. I almost bet today, and I had a
No.
picture of it.
I'm not
And-
betting anything on this series. It's
I
too close.
would have gotten my bet back. I only would have lost because the Rangers lost.
Mm-hmm.
I had Zibanejad to score. I had Kreider to score. I had over 4.5 and Rangers to win. So I would have gotten my bet back, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't bet, because that's one of those, you've done it. When you bet on a game, you're a little more edgy about watching the game.
Well, here's the thing too. I try not to bet teams that I'm a fan of. Like, I'll bet the Avalanche in Edmonton because I don't have a horse in a race.
I have always been of the theory, never bet on your team, because you can't lose that way.
Yeah.
If you bet against your team and your team wins, great, your team won. You bet against your team and your team loses, you get paid. It's it's tough. But I bet on the Yankees here and there. I bet on the Mets here and there. But it's
the Mets-
all
The Mets got a split against the Dodgers.
yeah.
That's a shock.
No, I
Did you
cannot
see-
bet on the Jets or the Lions to win. I have to bet on them to lose. Yes, Tom.
Well, that's like betting on the sun coming up.
Yeah. This
Which-
year will be different, I say every year. The Jets have been in a rebuilding year since 1970.
I don't know. I just. It
But
is
we're not
what
at
it is.
foosball time yet.
No, not yet.
It's coming, though. Oh,
Did-
anybody who's listening, whether a patron or live, and this is also to you, Bill, I'm thinking about making the league a pay league again. So I will put it up to vote in the league, but this is the heads up. Nothing big, just like $20 or whatever, like we did last time. But yeah, we took it away from the pay league because we didn't know if
Yeah.
there was going to be a season in 2020 or 2021, whatever it was. Yeah, 2020 season. We didn't know if it was even going to happen, so we just kind of threw a league together. And then I didn't get to it in time last year. But yeah, maybe that'll make people pay a little more attention to those few that don't pay attention. The teams that back their way into the playoffs because they had a good auto draft.
Yeah.
Also, anybody who happens to be listening, if you want out of the league, let me know, because I need to replace you soon.
Yes. You know what? It shows how much I'm completely behind. I didn't even know they did the draft lottery for the NHL.
Really?
Yeah, I completely missed it. I guess Montreal got the first pick, which is kind of funny considering the draft is in Montreal this year.
Yeah.
But they also had the worst record in the league, so they had the best chance of winning it. But the Devils moved up to number 2,
Wow.
which I guess they passed like 4 teams to get to number 2. Who the hell did they pass? They moved ahead of Arizona, Seattle, and Philadelphia. So, yeah, and now
Los
Arizona's 3rd, Kraken's 4th, Philadelphia's 5th. So, I don't know. And the Rangers don't have a first-round pick this year. Winnipeg now has their first-round pick.
And I just love hearing Winnipeg again. I mean, I know they've been back for a while, but
Well, that was a conditional pick. Winnipeg got that pick because Andrew Kopp played more than half of their playoff games, and they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Those were the two conditions.
The conditions,
if
yeah.
that happened. And so when it was funny, Kopp says to Drury after they beat Carolina, he goes, "Hey, sorry about your first rounder." And Drury was like, "I am so happy to give that up right now."
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, the Rangers are still only 2 wins away from. I look at it this way: after winning the first 2 games of that series, Tampa has to beat Shesterkin 4 out of the next 5 games.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. That's a tough.
That's a tough get. That's a tough get. I was really disappointed with today. Disappointed with today, but they play again. What, Tuesday? And I won't be watching it because I'll be at my daughter's concert.
The thing I like most about Shesterkin is he doesn't give up a lot of rebounds. He eats
Not
the puck.
a ton, yeah, he does. And if he sees it, he stops it.
Yes,
but it was still a rough one to watch.
Every loss at this stage is.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We have woo news and music, so
we do. So I'm gonna bring us in with this drop, and then get to some woo news if you're prepared.
Sure.
All right, then let's do that with a 1, 2,
3,
3.
And now, directly from the planet of Brooklyn, MC Light as a rock.
1 2 1 2, mic check. Check it out. This is MC Light. You're listening to my boys Jamie and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Guys watch, even some of the girls watch. Step back, it ain't that type of party. No reply if you ain't somebody. Get out my face, don't want to hear no more. If you hate rejection.
1 2 1 2 1 2. What's good, yo? This is Ghostface, straight from Staten Island, New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. I know what it is. Get it correct. Mr. Throwback Thursdays. Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and old dirty bastard.
It's now time for Woo News with Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Mention me on it.
Welcome back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 436. We are back with some Woo News. We have 3 pieces of Woo News for you this week.
Yay.
We will start with hiphopwired.com, bringing us, oddly enough, The Wire at 20.
Another anniversary.
Clifford Smith Jr., professionally known as
T-H-O-D, man,
is going to be hosting a podcast.
Yes.
Not like ours. It's not about hip hop, thank God, because then we'd probably go away.
And maybe he'd have Woo News though.
We have Woo News. If he wanted Woo News, he'd have to clear through us.
Yes.
I don't care if it's his group.
It doesn't matter.
No, he's going to be hosting a podcast about the show The Wire, which is turning 20 years old this year.
20.
And he actually was on that show, if you remember correctly.
I do remember correctly.
So,
you white people love The Wire.
I don't know why that is. I mean, I never actually watched it.
Well, you need to do that.
There's a lot of shows I need to catch up on. I still have to watch like seasons 2 and 3 of Stranger Things before I can get into 4. Wow. But I've heard 4 is not kid friendly. Anyway, The Wire.
A lot of them aren't.
The Wire has stood the test of time, of course, regarding police and crime dramas. 20 years from when it started, it's still pretty relevant, I would say. Clifford Smith Jr., who is professionally known as
T-H-O-D, man,
is serving as the host of a new podcast that takes a look back at the series, interviewing cast and creators and more. The Wire at 20 and more. The Wire at 20 is the name of the show. So, for those who aren't familiar with The Wire, it was set, Baltimore?
I believe so, yes.
You know why? The only reason I know that is because that's where Lottie Rule
Yeah.
lived before she moved over to
and before
the
she
nation
changed her name.
of Qatar. Yes. Now she's Amina.
Yes.
Still one of my favorite people.
Amina. Oh.
But yeah, I mean, there were some big names on that show. Dominic West, Michael K. Williams, who passed away last year.
Yep. Idris was on there, wasn't he?
Idris Elba. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a couple of other people that were on there, had guest appearances and things like that, like Method Man and that kind of stuff. It's funny, they're saying it's a podcast, but it's also being shown on HBO.
Yes.
Yeah, June 2nd
That's one of the
when
things
it
that really
debuted.
bothers me in the world of media. What we are doing right here live is not a podcast.
No.
It is a live stream video, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Anyone who is listening on Thursday or after,
that is a playable
podcast.
on-demand cast.
Yes, because we are here live for a couple hours, and that's it. It's gone. Podcast, you can play it anytime you want. Pick up where you left off. It is an audio thing. It is not a video.
It's like an audio
thing.
library book. It is playable on demand. That's
Yes.
what pod stands for.
So don't tell me you have a video podcast, because that's not a thing.
No. Unless, a playable on-demand cast of video. You know what that is?
Yeah,
That's a
but it's-
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess technically that could be the way, but that's not how anybody with
No,
any
that's
half a
not
brain
what
would,
it is.
would come through with it. But anyway, for those who are fans of the show The Wire, go check that out. It's on HBO, and it's also on whatever podcast platform you choose to use.
A side note, I believe Grandmaster Kaz also has a podcast for this the A&E hip hop thing we were talking about. I believe that's the one he has a companion podcast for.
I'll have to do some searching on
I
it.
watched last week's. It was Fat Joe. It was actually really good because I'm not super familiar with Joe's life.
Right.
You know,
I know Joe was at Madison Square Garden for game 2 because they showed him on the board.
whatever.
Complex.com brings us our next article of Woo News, which I believe you have called 25 to Forever.
Sure. Not 93 to infinity.
No, you have called this one 25 to Forever. I was right.
Okay.
It's so funny because 93 to infinity, Wyatt tells me the other day he was listening to a group and he's like, yeah, I was listening to this group called Souls of Mischief. And I was like, I know who they are.
Them I've heard of.
So I believe they were an Artist of the Month at one point.
I believe they were.
So Wu-Tang Clan celebrating the 25th anniversary of Wu-Tang Forever with a 25th anniversary collection. And I think we talked about the fact that it was the 25th anniversary of this record. Game-changing sophomore album that basically said Wu-Tang were not flash in the pans.
No,
and the greatest opening line of any song in hip-hop history.
Yep.
All you have to do is say, I bomb atomically, and people
Yes.
know exactly what you're talking about. But Wu-Tang Forever is out on a huge collection. It's like...
Yeah. This is the cool thing. Do they not have like a black and silver vinyl?
Yes.
You know, for like the album. Well, okay. And for anyone who has our Presidents Are Temporary mug, you will notice there's a red, white, and blue one for the presidential side.
Right.
And there is a black and silver one for the Wu-Tang is Forever side of the mug.
Right.
Again, all of our stuff has meaning, people.
meaning,
You just gotta be around to figure out what it is.
That's how we got our NFT. We figured out the meeting.
Yes.
So the set includes a 4 LP album that comes with a lyric booklet, a silver-colored 7-inch single of Triumph, which greatest
is
song
the
on the record, with heaters on the B-side, as well as a reissue of the double cassette of Wu-Tang Forever. They can be purchased separately or in a bundle. You can pre-order them online.
What
If
are you
go...
fucking Flow out here selling bundles?
Yes. No, they're selling the bundles. I'm just telling you it's available.
Okay.
Go to Shop Get On Down on Instagram and you can see the whole thing. The silver record is really cool.
It is. That's one of those. I don't know if I would play it or if I would put it in a frame and put it on a wall. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah,
with
I don't
that.
think I don't think that would touch a needle to me.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't
put
want
the
it
needle
to
to the
scratch.
record and the drum beat goes like this.
Especially when you can play Triumph on any other streaming mechanism you've got. So, but yeah, Wu-Tang Forever, 25 years old, and
also a legitimate anniversary.
Yes, that's 2 of them this week. No 27s, no 19s,
no 31.
Telling you, man, you got to listen to Patton Oswalt's thing on what birthdays you can celebrate. It's funny as shit.
It is not as funny as Deathbed, the bed that eats people.
Or my wife saw a rat.
Yes.
That one was great too. Now, this last one you sent me pictures of because you know I am partial to the footwear from time to time.
You are, and unless I'm making casts, I don't need them. Manny sent this to me, actually, and I forwarded it along to you.
Wu-Tang Crocs ain't nothing to fuck with.
Nope.
Crocs are putting out a Wu-Tang collection release.
Yes,
they are black and yellow with a huge Wu-Tang gibbets on the front of them.
Yes. So my theory on Crocs, as a fat man, I should be wearing them. I've seen, but unless you are making casts for people or Mario Batali, they should not be on your feet.
I wear mine quite a bit, actually.
You do, and that's fine. But that is my stance. Kind of like pushing your kid in the stroller when they're 6 years old. This is my stance on it. It doesn't matter to anyone else. But I see no purpose.
I used
for them.
I used to wear them a lot to the rinks because they were easy to slide off, especially if I was running late. Then I could get my skates on. But Crocs are no stranger to collaborations. This Wu-Tang one is pretty badass.
Slippers
though.
For me. They're
black
and house shoes.
Black and yellow with the Wu-Tang Clan logo on the bottoms of them. It says Wu-Tang Clan, I think, on the activity strap or whatever they call it. Yeah.
Stop it. If you're wearing Crocs, it's an inactivity strap. Don't.
There's 2 ways people wear it, too. You either wear it forward and they say, like, you're playing offense, or you wear it backwards so it clips on the back of your foot and they say you're playing defense or something like that.
This is like having one pant leg rolled up and... jailhouse stuff.
I always wore them to the back because I was afraid they were going to fall off my feet. So
with a little slack, because inside out is wiggity 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 whack.
Wiggity wiggity whack. Yes, yes. So Crocs have done collaborations in the past. Of course, they've done. There's Croc stilettos and Croc platforms that were all done with like Balenciaga.
Again, things I don't understand.
SZA released her own wood grain print Croc. Vera Bradley, Little Mermaid, gave Crocs a work over and all that stuff. So, yeah, the Wu-Tang Croc looks pretty freaking cool, though. I will say that. Especially since it comes with that big Wu-Tang on the front.
Yes.
That's what makes it for me.
Well, it would have to. I mean, you can't have just a bunch of holes in the front and then like have a W on the strap. It has to be prominent.
I almost wonder if they're going to charge extra for that because normally you have to buy those things. But
what
either way,
add-on?
The add-on things. They call them gibbets.
I didn't need to know. That's the inside of a turkey.
No, that's giblets.
Oh, sorry. It's one of those things.
Don't get me going about the inside of the turkey. I've told you what Wyatt does, right?
No.
He takes the giblets out, and the neck is part of the giblets, right?
Yes. Oh,
and
yes.
You know the shape of a turkey neck?
Yes.
So he kind of flips it around. He's like, do you want the turkey penis? And I'm like, it's not a penis, dude.
No matter how much you try. Dirk Diggler, you're not. Move it on.
But now, God forbid anybody cook any turkey sausage or turkey bacon or turkey anything because we say, is that made from the turkey penis? And you have to say it almost like the Swedish Chef. I don't know why. Of course. It's just funnier that way. So,
because it works.
Last little bit of Woo news. God still not very good. And ODB is still not alive.
Yeah, he is still the Pak Fu of the Wu-Tang Clan.
He is. And ODB is still an ex-parrot, as
He is.
as reported by
John Cleese.
by John Cleese. Yes. It's music time, man. Let's get into the one and
Yay.
done, shall we? One
Yes,
and done
please.
for episode 436. This is the one that I said I remembered the name, but I hadn't thought about it in years.
No, this is one that's going to catch people because it was like I think it was a 2000 release. Oh,
Yes, August 15th of 2000.
yes. If
It
you-
is 1 hour 26 minutes long on Ground
It
Control
is.
Records, and it is the only studio album by the American hip hop supergroup Analog Brothers, which consisted of Ice Oscillator,
Yes.
Keith Korg,
Yep.
Rex Roland, JX3P, Mark Moog, and Silver Synth.
Yes.
Now,
'cause-
those names probably don't mean anything to you.
No, because it's a synth band. You know, which Lesbian Chris would be very happy with.
Ice Oscillator was, kind of like, the Sabotage video where the Beasties played the other people, as Cochise and all that stuff. Oh, there it is, out of nowhere. I'm trying to remember the names that and Bunny.
Well, of course, Bunny. Alessandro Allegre
Alessandro Allegre and
as the
what?
chief.
And who's Bobby the Rookie? I forget who that was.
Yeah. Yep. But yet, no, this is in the vein of one of my favorite artists. How he normally does things. Chicken Chow Maine.
Well, it's funny you mention him because Keith Korg is actually Cool Keith.
He is, yes.
And Ice Oscillator is actually Ice-T.
He is indeed.
So let's take a look at Pimp to Eat, the only record by Analog Brothers. Now, first of all, pimping ain't easy, but pimping to eat, certainly not easy.
No.
I've got 16 tracks on this record.
As do I.
Track number 1, it's a shame he's not here.
Nah, he's
we'll
working.
We'll have to let DJ Introduction know that track number 1 of the Analog Brothers is the Analog Brothers intro. It's a long-ass intro, though. It's 3 minutes and
It
41
is.
seconds.
Takes that long to get you introduced to the Analog Brothers.
Ghetto on the hill. Might go clear the CA station.
Niggas, blacks, crackers, Jews, Latinos.
Did he say Quakers?
Hustlers, the Analog Brothers.
I don't think so.
He said Quakers, but he didn't say Shakers.
Track number 2, featuring Odd Oberheim, Analog Techniques. Although technically it's Technics.
Yeah.
Keith Korg, Analog Brothers. Get out of here, kid.
Get off the man's dick, man. Back the fuck up, you little motherfucker. Back the fuck up.
New York City from Cyborg. Keith Korg, more flow than the average Joe. Get off the stamina, peeing off the top of the Empire State Building. Urinate on pedestrians, walking past West 4th Street lesbians. 28th Street flashes, driving a Dodge.
Keith Korg sounds very cool to me,
He does. He should change his name.
especially when he starts talking about urinating on people.
Off the Empire State Building, yes.
Track number 3, More Freaks.
You know what I need right now? I need a bitch to suck my dick and just leave and not say shit. Do what she's supposed to do. Ice the oscillator, next step, Motorola, Sky Pager, 12 gauger, pimp your bitch out, major while you're butted, I'm flooded. Ice and parvade out, your rhymes played out, your wife stayed out. Fucking ducking niggas like me, the PIMP, Ice the T, smack your bitch to the motherfucking year 2G.
Into the year 2G.
Tells you how long ago this was. Track number 4, featuring Odd Oberheim, 2005. Not Audi 2005.
No.
Yeah. 2005. Ready to go. Mark move. Keep forward. Silver Sin. Analog explosion, move, rattle brains and mid-range. All dirt production. Global disasters felt universal. 2005, no rehearsal. Low frequencies hurt you. Levels beyond normal, new star cruisers. Veteran battleships. Mark move, battle sick. Handle your Trinity 5 to infinity, be at it again. Choke you out, battle again. Armor on. Rocket launcher.
Track number 5?
Indeed.
So Bad.
Yeah, man, I just got home, man.
I'm so bad I should be in detention. I'm the man.
I did 32 shows with James Brown. Madonna just got home too. We all just got off tour. We have 3 buses following each other. Yeah. Flamboyant status. Don Cornelius called me up on Soul Train. Lavish living with diamonds. Limo service. Big Continental Lincoln bringing me to LAX. Fans by the millions.
It's a very cool Keith heavy record.
It is.
At the Great Western Forum, I had something for him. Headlining over Toto in 702. Little Kim and Foxy opening up for the big rock star with a hot car. On stage like the Shy Lights. Legendary.
On stage like the Shy Lights.
Track number 6. Analog Annihilator versus Silver Surfer. Surfer,
yes.
Oye, neno, no se puede quedar. ¿Quién son los analogs, bro? ¿Quién son ellos? Ellos de la calle, ¿quién?
Astrojet man, flight attendant, American Airlines, DC-10 with engine built to my back again. Fly over 101 freeway, run like flash on speedways. Human-made man machine, move like Jim Kelly with Afro Sheen. Green Bay, Lean Joe Green with technical electrical feedback. Twist your kneecaps back, automated robot, flex skills like an Autobot. Transform, get warm, get strong, turn long, activate, brake, shake material. Bang on doors like
Cool Keith's rhyme style is so much like Outkast in the fact that he just throws shit up against a beat and sees what sticks.
Well, his big thing has always been, I don't want my shit to rhyme because everybody rhymes. I want to throw a whole bunch of words together that sound cool together. You know, that's been his whole thing forever. After he left Ultramagnetics and he had to set himself off as Cool Keith, he needed to do something different, and that's it. And it works for him.
Sure does. Track number 7. Perms, bald heads, afros, and dreads.
2006, you will all proceed to the line and be judged by the quality of your hair follicles. If it is dirty, it will be washed.
As I proceed deep into the greed of politics bleed out the average ass OC, believe that the PI foresees all negativities beforehand. The future, as far as man can see, pan across the horizon with the sun. Fun with the chicks year round, every day Christmas comes. Year round, profound players, Mac kits on Cadillacs. Perms cutting layers with the Afro sheen. A twist smells like cherries up in this.
Track number 8, featuring Rhyme Syndicate.
Ooh.
Who Wanna Be Down?
Go, girls. Co-cash.
On the mic, Shock El Shabazz.
Let's go! Who wanna be there? Come on! Who wanna be there?
Now check.
What's
Get to be stuck.
Come on, 1, 2. Who wanna be there? Analog, 2005. Who wanna be there? Let's go! 1, 2. Yeah. Yo.
Analog mutation, 20 level cave-in, brain corrosion, explosion 5, supernova complex, interlinked, mentally intersync, no backlinks, headhunter, 10,000 watts on drop-off, 5 times prepare the massive destruction, all territories, crush your label glory, analog gory, Phantasm number 9, frame me a changer, heaters, 29, mind deletion.
Bring me a change up.
Track number 9, Country Girl.
Hey, baby. Guess what? I called the guys and told them I'm not going to the strip clubs anymore. I just realized what I had
That's
at
a
home.
Fat Albert music.
It does.
I mean, all my parties and stuff I'm canceling.
Sounds like old Weir Harold on the mic.
Yeah.
You know, we're just going to go to Puerto Rico or something, just take a trip. It's over now.
It's over now.
Track number 10 featuring Jackie Jasper and DJ Cisco. War.
What is it good for?
Good God, yo.
Is that Edwin Starr?
Yep.
Yo, Captain Core,
That's the
they got
soldier.
digital infantry. What I'm gonna do, yo? On contact, I bomb set, bomb red, treacherously, creep through fog, explosive analog, artillery non-erosive, do not approach this, chromed out, 4 fever, blow torch, lift, missile, I fade, liquid grenade, torture chamber tactic, blacksmith, acrobatic, gas spit, you in my range, you hitting backflips, hard hat, crack, tanks tip, gritted infiltrate, blocks gunning, dog running.
Track number 11, Double Back.
Is that a ZZ Top song?
As opposed to Nickelback.
ZZ Top song from Back to the Future 38.
Double back, bubble back, relax, sip the cognac, watch us chop wax like axe. The team leaders, palm readers, mind readers, to yoke MCs, we be the egg beater, yo, double back. Bubble back, relax, sip the cognac, watch us chop wax like axe. The team leaders, palm readers, mind readers, to yoke MCs, we be the egg beaters. Behold, the title holding trophy grip, assess internet access as computer chip.
We be the egg beaters. Isn't that fake eggs come in a milk jug?
Yes. Track number 2. Everything's fake anymore. Track number 12, We Sleep Days, featuring Jackie Jasper.
Yeah. What's up, Tim? Let it get Man, I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't get too tired. I got hoes for that.
We sleep days, late night purple haze, where the black top pins and players and hustlers get paid. We sleep days, late night purple haze, where the black top pin players and hustlers get paid.
Hey, we sleep days, nocturnal night breed, play up high speed, dream about nothing but cheese and hoes make money on their knees, new rolls, kids. Sunlight offends me, so I sleep soft on the pillow.
Sunlight offends me, so I sleep soft on a pillow.
Nice. Track number 13, Bionic Oldsmobile.
You know
That's
Keith
a cool
came up
Keith.
with the title for this.
I was going to say, you know that's a cool Keith.
That's a cool Keithism.
What happened, miss?
This car, it came out of nowhere. I couldn't get out of the way.
Did you get the license number?
No, it happened so fast.
Computeristic, gamma, gangster, leaning, tactic, analog, and galactic, sonic wheels, bionic Oldsmobiles. Computeristic, gamma, gangster, leaning, tactic, analog, and galactic, sonic wheels, bionic Oldsmobiles.
I'm just going to make everybody else go listen to the album to see if that goes anywhere else aside from the chorus.
Yeah. Track number 14, featuring Synth-A-Size Sisters, called Shut Down Show.
Yo, kitties! Rex Royal, JX3P, and all of our brothers. My background singers are with me. And then we're gonna present tonight one of the extraordinary shows of the Analog Brothers. Everybody knows. Here we go. So tonight we're gonna introduce the Synthesizer Sisters. Hey, come on in here. What do you think about those Analog Brothers?
Track number 15, featuring Teflon, Once I Get It.
1, 2. Hey, yo, Sky World. We about to put this kid on. You ready? Let's go.
Yeah. I've been waiting for this last Holocaust. Niggas think what? I'm the boss. Kick the rhymes like this, kick costs. But they say what? Yours get tossed. Cut your body up, leave you inside out. But now I'm just be motionless. Stepping out the stuff like this, but your ass be like motionless. I be hoping, but what? Nah, you be coping. Talking about the doping. Niggas say what a gun is saying and gun hoping. Nigga, I got.
And finally, track number 16.
Yeah, let's bookend this thing.
We had the Analog Brothers intro. Now we have Analog outro.
Once again, another one. Analog Brothers. And I am Rex Rollin' JX3P. We hope you enjoy the album that we presented for you. All the five brothers of the universe. Check it. Tell me, Analog, this is a dream.
Tell me, Analog, this is a dream.
That is...
I think Cool Keith's life is a dream.
I think it is too. That is your one and done for this week's episode number 436. It is Pimp to Eat. Now, there was no track called Pimp to Eat, so
There was not.
Pimp to Eat by Analog Brothers. I don't think there was any charting action on this, but there were 2 songs released as singles, believe it or not.
Really? I do not believe it. No.
2005 AD.
Okay.
And Bionic Oldsmobile.
Of course, because why not?
So, and neither one of them charted anywhere. So, and they were released 6 years apart.
What?
2005 AD was released in 2000.
In 2000.
When the record was released. Bionic Oldsmobile released June 10th, 2016.
That's ridiculous.
On Mellow Music Group's re-release of the record, and is available as a free download.
As it should be. Because all I heard out of that entire song was Bionic Oldsmobile.
So there was a video for Country Girl as well. And
well,
a
somebody
video
should
for
go
more,
look that up.
and as well as more of a video for More Freaks as well. So
you get more freaks. I get more freaks every week. No, that's not it.
No. But that is your one and done Pimp to Eat by Analog Brothers. The one and done for episode 436. It's time for the record of the week now.
It is. Because we do 2 records.
Record of the week came to us September 27th, 1994.
A number.
It is 51 minutes and 23 seconds long. It's on RCA Records.
And it was entirely offbeat.
It's produced by Charlie Murata, DJ Scratch, Jesse West, the artist himself, as well as DJ Mark the 45 King.
900 number.
This is
of Latifah fame.
The debut studio solo album by one half of EPMD.
Make some noise.
This is PMD. Parrish Smith. Parrish Making Dollars.
Yes.
The name of the record is Shade Business.
It's Shade E. If you look at the album cover.
Yes, there's a line over the E.
Yes.
Which would make it Shad E.
It would, yes.
So Shady Business, but see, that tells you all you need to know about it.
Indeed.
They can't decide on how it's supposed to go. Now, I want to take a look at your track list because what do you have, 14?
14, yep.
Because there was a bonus version that had 6 more tracks on it. A lot of them were remixes. So we're just going to go with the 14 tracks, which is the broken up between the dark side and the zone side.
Okay, play it.
Don't know why that is.
Because you got to go to the dark zone. Highway to the dark zone. No.
Track number 1 is the title track for the record.
Good start.
Shady Business.
It's 9-4, be back in the door. Representing hardcore, stepping through with the squad tour. Man brothers know the lingo. And funky B-boy niggas, they thumping the single. From LA to Detroit.
Track number 2, In the Zone.
That's the callers. What's up with the small talk? You know the PMD flips it crazy smooth, like the moonwalk. So kill the rumor, chill, niggas save the feedback. In effect, like DOS, best believe that. People bring it, swing it.
From the Boondocks. Yeah.
Track number 3, Steppin' Through Hardcore.
Word 'em up. So how you stepping through hardcore? Kicking us down for 96, taking back to the. So how you stepping through hardcore? Kicking us down for 96, taking back to the. So how you stepping through hardcore? Kicking us down for 96, taking back to the. So how you stepping through hardcore? Kicking us down for 96, taking back to the. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone, word is gone. I brainstorm, tripping off flashbacks like Vietnam. I stay on, cold red Mayday. Hit squad, nigga, PMD's back, oh shit, yeah, it's payday.
PMD is back. Oh, shit. It's offbeat.
Track number 4, Respect Mine.
And I would like to say to those of the press and those of the people who think that I lost so much by not taking the step, I would like to say that I did not lose a thing up until this very moment. I haven't lost one thing. I have gained a lot. Number one, I have gained a peace of mind.
Okay, player.
A whole lot of talking on that.
Yeah.
Track number 5, featuring Das Effects. Here They Come.
Yo, check 1, 2, you know what I'm saying? Crazy in the house. Check me out, nigga. In the house. PSD in the house. Yo, P, hit the switch on this nigga. Yo, let's take these niggas downtown. Check it out. Yo, okay, so it's on. Time to respond. Did he hear bed in the crib? Now the heat is on. Back flowing in slow motion, holding fort like Red Dawn. Wolverines, you get blasted. Smithereens caught in the guillotine. Niggas fiending, dream to blow this thing. Watch the red beam. You know what his squad mean. Back on the scene. Far from off the screen like the 18.
Well, it's the nigga from the bottom. I got him so they cherish.
Yeah.
Some niggas kill the laughter cause I'm coming out the parish. Oh my God, it's the squad. Or should I say what's up? Just let me get this shit and we can see who's really.
That was one of my favorite unsungs was Das Effects.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the first, I think it was Crazy Drazy, the first artist of the month we had? Or Das Effects was the first artist of the month. Might have been.
Yeah.
We did them very early.
I remember Drazy gave us one of our first Older Than News.
I know that. Track number 6, Back to the Rap.
So let's get it on. Like Marvin Gaye, hey, is that nigga? From you a customer, you fucking A is for Apple. Jace with Jack Black B's for Bozak, and then it's for the nutsack. It's Jace and Jace for Juggle Lee's, please. DMD bust rhymes like niggas bust C's. For Zero, cause that's the channel I be watching.
Oh, P-Watch Channel 0.
I heard about that, yes. Track number 7, featuring Zone 7.
No rush.
I'll Wait.
Turn it up one notch. Yeah, this goes out to all the brothers in Brooklyn. All the brothers to the East Coast, West Coast. Sitting in them cars, you know what I'm saying? We're ready to blow the maps, yeah, hit them bass buttons. Turn the killer bosses, you know what I'm saying? Zone 7 in the house. Word them up, word hard. Got my man LaBelle to the left. My man Roland Harris riding shotgun. And of course, DJ Scratch on the 1 and 2. Yo, LaBelle, you ready to put Bill and not for City Champ?
I'm snake bitten, spitting venom, infected with the outrageous, contagious spread, and nobody's protected.
Track number 8, also known as the first track on the Zone side. I Saw It Coming.
Check it out, check it out. Check it out. Check it out, check it out. PMD's in the house. Check it out, check it out. Hit squad in the house. Check it out, check it out. Word 'em up, Black Zone. Grab your head, nigga, start bobbing it. The underground's being shook down, PMD's robbing it. So crack the old gold gear and spark the Philly blunts. I'm chopping niggas down, taking my...
Track number 9, Swing Your Own Thing. Well, it'd be kind of rude to swing somebody else's.
It would be.
PMD's in the house. 9-4.
I want to roller skate.
Punk move.
Why, is this one called Saturday?
So what up? Yeah, it's time to get down. You ready to chill? So turn up the sounds, whether it's in your Walkman or your stereo. I hope you hear me though. Bobbing that head, jamming to the radio, cause they're playing your song. The weekend's here, party's on, payday, hey. Big up to the DJs for spinning the jams, mix shows on Friday. It's Saturday.
Track number 10, featuring Top Quality and Third Eye, Fake Homies.
Yo, nobody invited me to the word 'em up. Check it out. Coming through. Well, goddamn, another grand slam from the zone. Black bench with chrome, no time to phone home. Niggas try to push up, get that head flown like Frisbee. Think they flip the script like the Bixby. I ain't trying to hear niggas that's on the real CD. Is in the store, so how you stepping through, nigga? Stepping through hardcore. What? P-Ho's a zone on this here microphone. You better check your clip for blanks. All them shots, kids, still miss the dome. Faking moves without the future. Punk. Can't even sample, nigga.
Track number 11, featuring Al B, not sure.
No.
Is called Fuck It Up Scratch, but fuck is spelled with a PH. So
it is kind of like fat.
I don't think that's a bad word then.
Fuck it up, scratch.
Track number 12, Back Up or Get Smacked Up.
Kind of like talk shit, get shot.
Word 'em up. Check it out. Alright, niggas wanna check me, cool. We doing this shit, kid. Bring it on. Check it out, check it out. So turn up the sounds and let the amps crank. Who gets a motherfucker with the next man think? Don't blink, I'm watching man crew sink while you bitch wink. Yeah, so stop it like the go by just to let you know hops. Don't try to tap into my line, kid. My shit is top notch. Hop the rollers, cop the swatch.
Cop the Swatch Watch.
You never have too many Swatch Watch references.
Didn't the Fat Boys do a Swatch commercial?
I think they did, yes. Track number 13, Thought I Lost My Spot.
NEPMD.
Since we up in this piece, you know what I'm saying? Represent PMD. Get on and let these niggas know what time it is, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of niggas out here fronting, but you know we ain't having that. So yo, we gonna see niggas like this. Yo, step up and represent like this, nigga.
Time to let the nuts hang. My sack's full, no bull, mad pull. Shitting constantly like seagulls, boom bang, no bang to make this microphone swing. Funky B-boy from Brentwood, Long Island, and I don't sing.
Last track on the record, number 14, featuring Top Quality, Third Eye in Zone 7. No Shorts and No Sleep.
He's fully awake with his shorts off.
You think now? I'm sick of mad deep, no shorts and no sleep. I'm sick of mad deep, no shorts and no sleep. I'm sick of mad deep, no shorts and no sleep. I'm sick of mad deep, no shorts and no sleep. I'm sick of mad deep, no shorts and no sleep. I'm sick of mad deep, no shorts and no sleep. Now let me see now, check it. It's about to get hectic, I'm ready to wreck it. Heck, can I kick it? I wanna get wicked with it, hit it. I did it again, right back up in you. When you know I've been through more drama than your mama, why continue stepping to me? Who you be? You care to be your booty. Like that Hootie back in DVD video. Did he know I had the title? One style.
Yeah, Hootie. Where's the Blowfish?
You know, Hootie and the Blowfish were named after two of Darius Rucker's classmates.
Nope.
Yep. Hootie apparently was a guy who had big glasses, so they looked like an owl.
Mm-hmm.
And the Blowfish was a guy who had big puffy cheeks.
He was not MC Blowfish.
He was not MC Blowfish, no. But that is where Hootie and the Blowfish came from.
Okay.
Nobody in the band is Hootie or the Blowfish.
No, well, that I know.
They were just two classmates of theirs at the University of South Carolina.
Kind of like there is no 18th century English inventor in the group Jethro Tull.
No, but there was a man named Jethro Tull.
There was.
He's just not part of the group.
He was an English inventor in the 18th century.
Yeah, he invented some kind of plow or something like that.
Something
I guess.
weird, yeah.
But
yeah. And he is not the gym teacher named Leonard Skinner either.
No. That is the record of the week. PMD with Shade E, or Shad E, however you want to pronounce it. Shady Business. There actually was charting action on this for the album itself, not for any singles. There were 2 singles released, but none of the singles charted. At least as far as I know. Let me check the 2 singles.
I think the only single I know is I Saw It Coming.
Yep. And I was wrong. There is charting action for that.
Really?
I had to actually click on the singles.
And is it a Swing Your Own Thing?
That would be the other one, yes.
Yeah.
For I Saw It Coming, Billboard Hot 100, number 89.
Nice.
Surprising. Billboard Hot R&B.
I didn't saw that coming.
I didn't saw that coming either. Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop Singles and Tracks, 65. Billboard Hot Rap Singles, number 12. And number 22 on...
I know this little girl, her name is Maxine. Her beauty's like a bunch of roses. If I ever tell you about Maxine, you would say I don't know what I know.
The Billboard Hot Dance Music and Maxi Singles Sales chart, number 22 on that. Swing Your Own Thing.
Swing Your Own Thing. No, it's not.
Reached 1 chart, and it is not Maxi.
Damn it.
Made it to number 40 on the Billboard Hot Rap Singles chart. And the album made it to 1 chart as well. It was the U.S. Billboard 200. It peaked at number 65.
Nice.
So that is Shad E Business. Shady Business by PMD. Or, as Spotify says, EPMD presents Parrish Smith, I believe they had it
something
as.
like that, yes.
So that is the
Because he's
record
Eric
of the
Sermon,
week.
and I'm Parrish Smith. Yes.
That is the record of the week for episode number 436. Your one and done was Analog Brothers with Pimp to Eat. We are going to take our final
Which
break.
you didn't know
evening.
existed?
No. I knew Analog Brothers were a thing. But
not what
I
the
looked
thing
at
was.
it. I remembered one of them. I knew Ice was in it. I forgot Cool Keith was in it.
Yeah. It's all about Cool Keith.
It's always all about Cool Keith. The artist
As
of the
it
month,
should be.
before we take our final break of the evening, we'll remind you the artist of the month is OC. So go check out some OC catalog anytime during the course of the month. We're going to take our final break of the evening. When we come back, it will be time for Bill Reed's Lyrics on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 436.
436. Should probably pull up lyrics so I know what the hell we're doing.
It would be a thing.
Yeah. La la. Tasty.
You don't say so.
Yep, I think it's going to be that one. Yes, it is. Okay. It's good that I actually have it. if you are ready, or as ready.
Not as ready as I'm going to get.
All right. Then I'm going to hit this drop with a Shri. Who's your mama?
Yo, what up? DJ B, Scratchy Cannons, Philly to VA, and of course, Fresh Radio. Right now, you're checking out Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast. All classic. Drop another one.
Fresh Radio.
But it starts with Bill.
Question. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Group words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Midol for any cramps.
Most people but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reed's Lyrics.
Welcome back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 436. It is indeed time for Bill Reed's Lyrics, which scares me every week. So
I'm glad. I don't want you to get complacent.
I never have a problem with that. So let's not waste any time.
We will grab this here, and we'll go over here to the private shizat, and we'll hit this button here, and we will paste it there, and we'll tell you it's going to be the last verse.
I am shocked.
That it wasn't Cool Keith this week?
I am shocked. So this is going to be verse 3?
Yes. It is indeed. And
didn't we have an episode titled this?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
And with no type of ado, Sesame
None.
Street Grover Stiley, whether nearer or further, we will cue the motherfucking piano.
A head-hunting bitch that's on a mission looking for the head. For that pussy-sucking motherfucker slobbing in my legs. 'Cause we buck. Now you know we down to fuck. You gon' put your face in face and work your tongue until I nut. Bitch Nickelback, yeah, you love it when I treat you like a hoe. Man, these Nickelbacks claiming pimpin' is these Nickelbacks that'll go. First time? Boy, whatever. So you listed a beginner. You faux show to be a pro. 'Cause I'ma feed you lunch and dinner. Break your knees. Keep it real. Come on, do that thing you do. All you Nickelbacks eating pussy, Shat got nothing but love for you. Don't be ashamed. You a man. You're supposed to please a bitch. If you want to drip and wet, you gotta lick it 'fore you hit. Camera ready in the closet. Lights, camera, action. I'ma show my girls for promotion on your capping. Man, you out the frame. Man, you licking in the right spot. You gonna be my man. Fuck that shit. I'm putting your cap on lock.
You did it. Congratulations.
I did it. Yes. Can't
Whatever
believe it wasn't.
it is, you did it.
I'm always surprised when it's not Cool Keith anymore.
I had to flip it on you.
So
it can't as much as I want it to, it can't always be Cool Keith.
No, but the ending of the show can always be cool.
Yes, it can, and it always will be.
So before we call it a night, let's
Yes.
remind everybody of the contest for the
For this
OG
thing,
mug
Chomp.
with the croc.
Yes. It's a crock of shit. Oh, no. It's
So you go to uhhm.org, make your donation. So it's uhhm.org /donate / make your donation. Every $10 increment gets you one entry into our drawing for the OG tankard with the OG crock.
Yes, and make sure you click that little square and leave a comment and put TBT Posse in there. That lets Adam and everybody know that it's from us.
From us. So don't forget to do that. And now, since we have done everything, I believe
I can call the bullpen and kick out Bill and bring in Phil.
And First time in a long time I've been able to switch my hats.
And he can take us the fuck home.
Episode 436 of the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast was brought to you by the company we are official affiliates of, Death Wish Coffee. The world's strongest coffee, deathwishcoffee.com. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Death Wish Coffee. Go to deathwishcoffee.com, place your order, use the code TBT, and save 12% off of your order. Most codes they have give you 10. We give you 12. Plus, it lets them know that you heard about them through us.
Indeed.
So that is the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. Go check them out. Deathwishcoffee.com, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. TBT saves you 12%. The Def Rugs, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all at Def Rugs. DefRugs.com is their website. Go check out handmade, high-quality, hip-hop themed rugs from the original Rug E Fresh, Marshall Fox, and his business partner. The other half of PMD, that would be Eric Sermon, the Green-Eyed Bandit, and they bring you Def Rugs. Go check them out. You can also check out bittersweetcandy.com. That is the Bittersweet Candy Company up in Schenectady, New York, as run by our friend Heather. She makes candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and
delicious.
Check them out on Facebook. Order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code THROWBACK and save 10% off of your order. Melted Mics, MLTDMICS.com. Pumice Team Mendola brings you hip-hop themed t-shirts at meltedmics.com. You can order one and save 10% on your order by using the promo code Mr. Throwback Thursday, and you can go and get your hip-hop themed t-shirts from Melted Mics.
Yes.
And finally, Etsy.com/shop/geeklikeU. The Geek Like You shop on Etsy, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Pop culture and hip-hop themed items from the sick, twisted mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday himself and his sick, twisted wife. Go check out Etsy.com/shop/geeklikeU, where the geek shall inherit the earth. It is social media network time. Everything begins and ends on this show with MrThrowbackThursday.com. That is our homepage. Go check that out, MrThrowbackThursday.com. Leave us a voice message by clicking on that microphone on there. It's called Hit Us Up. You get up to 90 seconds to record what you want to say. You can give us criticism. You can tell us we're doing a good job. You can call us jackasses. You can do whatever you want to do. We never listen to them until we put them on the air. So if you want to surprise us, by all means, go click on that microphone, and maybe when you're watching the live feed, you can watch our reactions. So go do that. You can also follow us on Twitter at @the_MR_TBT and Bill_MR_TBT. The Facebook page, of course, is Mr. Throwback Thursday. Our Instagram handles, my Instagram is the same as my Twitter. Jamie's is Instagram at Mr. Throwback Thursday, all run together. Go check us out on those different channels as well.
Yes.
The Facebook page, Mr. Throwback Thursday, and home of the TBT Posse. Go check out both of those pages. And you can also check us out every Thursday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern on Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com or the Fresh Radio app for your phone. Fresh Radio is run by the hardest working turntablist in the world, DJ B. And after our show is over, you can stick around and listen to the All Request Show. And if you're really feeling froggy, you can tweet your requests to B on Twitter at Real Fresh Radio. So go check that out every Thursday after our show. Make sure you're listening to what the theme is, though. If he does a theme, you have to make your requests
otherwise
cater to the theme. Otherwise, he'll pick on you and your request will go out into the ether.
Yep.
Shout-outs. We do these every week. Shout-outs to Gail Dunmeyer and Manny Baez, Sarah Henderson, John Henderson, Hugo Gonzalez, Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn Simple Luxuries at teresalynns.com, Clay Arsenault, Jason Eckert, the Shrieking Warrior Jennifer Buchanan, Jacob O'Neill, Jason Heath, Paulie Tibbert, Chris Kinsley, Jessica Walker, Deshauna Townley, Shane Hatley, Ricky Schnarr, Kenneth Elsfelder, Brian Hollenbeck, Robert Jeffroy. They all get announced every week for the simple reason because
I got 5 on it.
Or more.
You want to get your name mentioned every week, become a patron at the Loonies level, 5 or more, and go to patreon.com/MRTBT to sign up and do that. Don't forget our friends in the industry. As always, check out Anthony, Imran, and Rugboy over at the Jock and Nerd podcast, our friend Lion's podcast at Lion Like Roar. Check out our friend Talking Thai on her webpage at BrooklynThaiNYC.com and her show, What's the Word podcast with Brooklyn Thai NYC. We mentioned the hardest working turntablist in the world, DJ B, on It'sFreshRadio.com. Told you where you could tweet your requests for the All Request show after our show at Real Fresh Radio. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review. Almost forgot to mention Wild One Radio. Wherever you are in the world, you want to listen to the Mr. Throwback Thursday show, you can do so at wildoneradio.com. They will let you know what time we air on their network, depending on where you are. So go check out wildoneradio.com. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff on whatever podcast provider you so choose. Go find us. Make your comments. Your input helps our output. Share the good word. Take good care of yourselves. Wash your hands.
Wash your butt.
And until next week, when we're back on our regular recording night of Monday for episode 437, take good care of yourselves. Keep it classic.
And like Kool Keith says, driving a lime green Corvette with a flat butt white girl like Pamela Anderson with a chia pet.
And always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.